Hey guys, I've been reading up on my Swatch watch guide, vintage catalog, so I am ready to go. Did my studying. What about you?
Let's do it.
I think we're ready to tear down your watch tab.
Okay, listen. All right. I'm putting this back on. There is no room for slander about my watch tan. It just means I wear a lot of watches.
Yeah, obviously you're the summer watch expert.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, let's get makeup on that.
Do it.
Come on, guys. Hello and welcome to 3 on 3. We are back with a new episode and it's all about summer watches. And I'm joined by my much esteemed colleagues, Tan Tan Wang, Rich Forden, two editors at Hodinkee and two very different tastes and approaches to watch collecting.
That's right.
But today we're sort of dialing it down, playing humble and looking at, I would say most of us have a sort of lower price point.
Most
of us. So do we want to start by introducing what you've brought to the table, guys? Why don't you go first, Rich?
Me first. So I have the Moon Swatch, a collaboration between Omega and Swatch, if you haven't heard about it by now.
Yeah, that little watch
Where
that
have you
dropped.
been? Yes.
Yeah.
I got lucky. There was a lot of pushing and shoving.
I came down, took about 4 hours, waited in line for 22 hours.
The hype is real. People are really excited about this. Talking about the Moon Swatch.
I'm coming in at $270. Case size wise, I'm at 42 millimeters by just under 14 millimeters thick. I'm in bioceramic. And when I see someone on the subway or on the street or even in a restaurant, even though that's, I wouldn't wear a Moon Swatch at a restaurant, to be honest.
Rude.
I know that they know something about watches.
Yeah.
Or they just stumbled into a Swatch store and picked the one that is sort of uncommon for them to pick not knowing anything.
Is
what I
it
mean?
is it a little bit like Illuminati vibes? It's like, but on a mass scale. So it's like, I'm wearing Moon Swatch. Maybe I have some crazy vintage Moon watch at home, but like here I am in my Moon Swatch, public facing on the subway.
I mean, I've definitely said this take before,
Yeah.
but I know multiple people with many 5004s at home that wear a Moon Swatch in the summer.
You heard it here.
There you go.
If you're wearing a Moon Swatch, I will only presume that you also own a 5004.
Case
That's what
closed.
I'm trying to do. I don't have the 5004, but I can get the Moon Swatch. It's a watch everyone knows about by now, but it's still a great summer watch. And I'll argue that today against Tantan's expensive Tag Heuer and Malika's plastic swatch.
Okay, could have tried to be a little more different, but you went mainstream, and that's fine. Tan Tan?
Let's address the elephant in the room. I brought a $1,800 watch in a 3 on 3 with two sub $400 watches. But I think that this is really my favorite watch for the summer, and I'm bringing it because I really want this watch. It's a revival of Tag Heuer's probably most creative release back from the 80s. 38 millimeter case size, upscaled from the original 35. New solar movement, solar dial, and all the cool colors that people remember. So for me, it screams summer.
And then on my end, I decided to go for an $80 plastic swatch because I like the fact that this clearly gent in 34 millimeters is pretty much an identical reissue of the original that came out in 1983. My clearly gent sits at a very, very good 34 millimeters, very, very good sweet spot, and it's obviously battery powered.
Yep.
And there's not much more to it. Okay, why do we think each of our respective choices are perfect for summer? TT?
I mean, what better place for a solar-powered watch than, spending the most time outside and trying to get your vitamin D in? It's colorful. You have so many colors to choose from, and that's nothing new. It's from the original Formula One. And I think it's a great way to just pick up something that's fun. It cashes in on this really cool nostalgia. And I mean, Tag Heuer is obviously getting back into Formula One, so it's such an appropriate release for them. I think that, we can get into this a little further later down the line, but, my summer outfit is this. It's a black t-shirt, maybe white slacks and a pair of sneakers.
Okay, white slacks.
Sometimes you gotta, in the winter we keep it dark and we gotta, add some levity
To
into the
add
summer.
to the combo. I've seen you wear bright orange before, so don't even play like you only wear dark colors.
That's true.
To me, Swatch is iconic and it's my summer watch. And I want to wear it and I want to be carefree, but I also want to look kind of cool. And I think this is kind of cool. This to me is like skeletonized quartz watch. It doesn't get any cooler than this. I think it's perfect for summer. I can wear it with all my jewelry, yada, yada, yada. The same Malika excuses that you're going to hear over and over again. But I think it's really just about the fact it's light. I can throw it in my bag. If it scratches up a little bit, I'm not going to be freaked out.
100%.
And it might get a little sweaty, but you can just wipe it off. Rich, maybe you can speak to the style of the watch. I don't know. I feel like this is a lot more muted than this.
Yeah.
Is that reflective of your personality?
Certainly reflective of my personality, yeah. I did have my pick of the litter, and I chose Mission to Jupiter here, which is probably the most toned down. I mean, an orange handset is quite a lot of color for me in a watch. But you know, the good thing about a moon swatch is that there's plenty of options and you can pair them with your personality. And maybe I'm boring and taupe as a person with a splash of orange. I'm not the Project Alaska Mission to Mars guy, but you know, Tantan might be. He's also the guy that brought a Christmas themed watch to the summer watch party. So
Shade thrown. Rich, I just want to know, what do you make of the straps on the moon swatch? Because I can't get my head around those straps. And I quite like it when people add their own straps to these things.
I would say the stock strap, not good, not awful. If I was suggesting an option, maybe a Perlon, a single pass through. If you really wanted to go, if you're a vintage nerd, you know, you could go with a racing leather, maybe, with the holes in it for perforation, so we don't get, you know,
Yeah,
moisture.
so my watch tan looks like it's polka dots.
Wait, guys, how do we feel about leather straps in summer? Hard no?
If we're talking straps, and I don't mean to argue for Tantan and his expensive watch, but I mean, there is a clear
Yes.
differentiator
No pun intended.
here.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's also a clear difference in price.
But in so many cases, straps are such an afterthought. And I appreciate that this, when they relaunched the Formula One, the entire thing feels like a cohesive design. The molding on this rubber strap is really cool. It's a great design detail that I think people don't get enough credit for, and it's cool.
We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon.
Swatch him! Ha ha ha! Swatch him! Never hands on the swatch! Persistent and the swatch is one.
I want to say that we've all leaned into this sort of nostalgic feeling. Well, you and I more so than Rich. But what do we think the reasoning behind that is?
I love the fact that like a watch, you know, and maybe this is gonna sound obnoxious, but like when I'm wearing like long sleeves, like a nice sweater or something, like the watch is part of the outfit, right?
Yeah.
Like it is part, it completes sort of the look. But when I'm wearing a t-shirt and a summer watch, I'm just wearing like a fun object, right? That's sort of isolated from everything.
Yeah, it stands alone.
Yeah, exactly. And so when it stands alone, you try to get design to do a lot of the talking, and nostalgia plays a huge part into this like 80s styling that I don't think I would see myself wearing with a sweater, you know, or I mean, certainly not with a suit.
Certainly not Tantan.
Malika might kill me if she sees me wearing one.
Yeah. Rich, what about you? Like, are you choosing this because it's sort of a standalone thing, or is it more of a practicality based?
My watch is referencing a watch that's much older than your two, right? And I think this is more about the iconic design than it is like referencing some sort of nostalgia. I don't think, especially at the time that Swatch and Omega collaborated, nobody was like wanting more Speedmaster. We had plenty of Speedmaster, you know? Whereas this, people were really wanting more Formula One. The Swatch is iconic and never gone away, but it goes in cycles, right? So I think my nostalgia is a little bit different than your two, for sure.
100%, that's a great point.
I would agree. I mean, just to bring it back to the Swatch thing, to me, I am deeply fascinated with Swatch because it was like the OG king of collabs.
Yeah.
And it's so adjacent to pop culture, or was at least. And like you said, things come in waves. But if I look through my very nerdy catalog of swatches that I may have with
You
me
have one of
today.
those?
I don't know. I didn't really want to do this on camera, but yeah. my little Swatch catalog. If you look through this thing, there are hundreds of collabs
Yeah.
and the weirdest, freakiest stuff. And in 1983, making a skeleton plastic watch was weird and freaky. And I am sort of obsessed with that playful spirit. I think, like you said, it's summer,
Yeah.
so you want something that is easy and it's about the design, less about the full look.
I also think it's so poetic because like Swatch is the reason the Swiss watch industry, came back. It's a huge
Yeah,
reason at least
yeah.
because of that quartz movement, you
Yeah,
know? And so
for sure.
it's framed so nicely in this design. And I just remember like as a kid buying up as many colorways as I could. By the
Yeah.
way, these are really loud watches. We've
Oh
been
my
hearing this
God.
tick on the
It's
table.
so loud. You kind of have to put it in the living room when you go to bed because it's just tick, tick, ticking.
So if you're like me and you have a box of swatches
Yeah.
from your childhood, you
Yeah.
keep it in a sealed container. You do not.
I mean, I'm quite curious to know Rich's take on this swatch because you haven't said much about it, and normally you're sort of coming for my choices. So maybe you actually quite like this one.
No, I think I have only good things to say. Culturally, what interests me about Swatch is that, I'm not an expert on these subcultures, but I've noticed Swatch has this ability, which is I think unique in the watch world, to hit and be the item for a certain subculture. Like I'm sure I don't need to tell you, but like the hardcore community and the X watch. I'm not sure what the jellyfish has hit, but I'm sure there's like some sort of designer or interior designer.
I feel like Swatch has such a unique approach to kind of targeting different demos, and actually Moonswatch kind of proves that they can be ubiquitous once more. You know what? I'm gonna stop this like supporting each other vibe, and I'm gonna go to the regular vibe of what's normally going down between the three of us,
All right.
which is let's tear each other down.
We're out for blood.
And I want everybody to argue why their watch is far superior to everybody else at the table. So actually, I think you should go first.
Oh boy. All right, put me on the spot.
Yeah.
From a construction perspective, from a watchmaking perspective, this is the superior watch. I mean, it's priced accordingly, and that's okay. For me, a summer watch doesn't mean that you have to give up a really luxurious watch for a cheap model, which I think that this is the perfect in-between. It's fun, it's nostalgic, but at the end of the day, it's a nice watch.
Yeah.
And the fit, finish, and how it works is just, I think, very, very appropriate for that.
Okay, and I want to hear your pitch, Rich.
So I think we can read almost 2 million comments online about
Yeah.
how awful the Moonswatch
Yeah.
is, but I see them a ton, and I think
Yeah.
it matters. And whether it's a stand-in like I've been talking about for something more serious at home, or you're an Apple Watch wearer and want to wear something with hands, it just has hit this perfect note of exactly what a summer watch should be, which is light and fun. And now you can walk into the store and just buy one.
Yeah.
Like, that's what sent it over the edge for me. If this was still something that you had to line up for or like go on a certain day, I wouldn't pick it as my favorite summer watch or
Yeah.
the best. Like now it is.
I'm just gonna blow you out of the water
Oh,
here
boy.
with my pitch.
All right.
This to me is so symbolic of everything that Swatch is. And I can put it on and you can't even really see it, but you can see just enough. It's not like so imposing in the way that maybe yours
Sure, 100%.
might be. Mine's a little bit more discreet. But I don't know, I'm like captivated by the design of this thing, by the pop culture lore. I love the fact that it's so close to the original vintage specs.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people also recognize this watch from when it first came out. Like I know my mum would be chatting to me about this. So it's just $80. How can you go wrong for $80? So summer for me in this watch is likely a Euro trip, but it could be a city trip. It could be a little Amalfi Coast moment, a little Ibiza moment. This is not my New York summer watch. This is my like watch that I'm taking to my destination. You have this look about you in the summer when you're traveling that's slightly outside of the normal look that you may have. And I think that's sort of why I'm drawn to this. It's like that spirit of me in the summer where I'm just collecting little bits.
Like I would love if I just like stopped wearing all my other watches this summer and just wore this. I would love to leave the city and just like do day trips at Beacon. I mean, poolside obviously is a no-brainer. Would love to go to Formula One in this. I mean, come on, right? But I think for me, the best part about this watch is just the everyday. It's really
Yeah.
not going out, necessarily need to go to a trip. It's just, cleaning my apartment, vacuuming with this on, and it's fun. It's just so cool.
Yeah.
Summer for me in the moon swatch is, I think, very much in the city. I actually like staying in New York during the summer because it's like less busy, it's hot and muggy, but you need a watch like this for here in the summer. Like I said before, I'd probably change the strap, but that's neither here nor there. And it's the watch that you take out of the watch box, the drawer, or whatever you use, and put it on the nightstand every night and then just grab it the next day. Like, I don't need to worry about humidity fogging this up. Honestly, if this gets like caught on a door jamb and the pusher comes off, I just walk to the store and get a new one.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying it's disposable, but like kind of is.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't throw it away. It's bioceramic. I'd make sure to, recycle
Properly
it.
dispose of. Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's like free and easy, and it is replaceable at some level.
Okay, well, clearly I feel like I'm the winner. I don't know how you guys feel.
I don't know. I feel I still want this watch real bad. so.
Okay.
I certainly won, but if not, Tantan definitely lost.
Okay, great. All right, guys. Well, enjoy your summer holidays.
You too.
Me too.